the female body which was recovered today about 2.5 hours outside of Salatis, Colorado, where Suzanne Morphew has gone missing almost 3 months. August 10th, it'll be 3 months. Guys, welcome into the broadcast. My name is DutyRon, retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. And tonight we're going to talk about the female body who was recovered today in Cascade, or right outside of Cascade, Colorado. And a lot of people have been sending me emails, a lot of my fans, a lot of my friends, a lot of people. Hey, DutyRon, what do you think? Is this Suzanne Morphew? And we're going to get into that in a minute. Guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon. And thank you so much, Golfer Girl, for becoming a channel member. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and all the channel members and people who support me through comments and positive interaction and super chats. Hello to Maddie Sully and all of my moderators for coming in. Thank you for joining. So guys, for those of you who don't know me, I have 20 plus years in law enforcement in the largest police department in the United States, in the New York City Police Department. I worked in the warrant squad where we did quite a bit of investigations, quite a bit of backfill with the homicide detectives, a lot of backfill with missing person cases, and I've worked extensively out throughout my 20 years with all branches of law enforcement, state, federal, and local authorities. So what we have going on here, and I'll just sum it up quickly for you guys, around 6 a.m. in Colorado time, there was calls for welfare checks. It was a little confusing at first when I read it, but they recovered a woman's body off of Highway 24. And there's no information whether it was, you know, female white, female black, Hispanic, no pedigree. I would have to just let you know that the coroner, the medical examiner's office, obviously made the recovery, and now forensics will be done to determine cause of death, and depending on what the condition of this body is. Now, we don't know if this woman was dumped there, was shot, was it a fresh kill, was it somebody that was burned and dumped, was it you know, we don't know. So this is all speculation at this time. So I'm gonna let you guys know that obviously until we find out from the medical examiner's office what is going on, we won't know whether this is Suzanne Morphew or not. I'm hoping for her family that this is not her, but when you go 3 months with somebody missing, the chances of someone being brought home alive are very small. It's not impossible, but the odds and the chances of her being returned safe and sound, they diminish as the days go by. This is about 2.5 hours, Deborah, from, I'm going to show you some maps, but let's go to local broadcast, a local news report. It's just a short little clip.
For choosing News Channel 13 at 5 o'clock. I'm Bart Bedsole.
And I'm Heather Scold. Our top story at 5 o'clock, the El Paso County Sheriff's Office on the lookout for a homicide suspect tonight after a woman was found dead west of Manitou Springs early this morning.
News Channel 13's Julia Donovan is live at Highway 24 in Cascade, close to where it all happened. Julia.
Yes, traffic is back flowing smoothly for tonight's rush hour. I'll give you a look behind me so you can see. Now that's after this morning's investigation caused a messy AM commute with both lanes of Highway 24 shut down at one point. As for the investigation, it's just beginning. The El Paso County Sheriff now calling it a homicide. A woman found dead around 6 o'clock this morning after several calls came in for a welfare check. The Sheriff's Office has not confirmed exactly where they found the woman's body. This morning, before the coroner pulled away, we spotted a black barricade blocking off a pull-off on the westbound side of the highway. Right now, we're told there is no suspect in custody. Investigators telling us the public is not in danger, but not explaining why.
We do not believe there is any threat to the community based on the information we have at this point in the investigation. If that changes, I will be sure to make you aware.
Tonight, we await the victim's cause of death and the release of her name.
And we'll begin to process the scene to start putting the pieces together as to what actually happened and what may have led up to this.
Okay, again, I'm going to say this is very early on and very preliminary. A woman's body was recovered around 6 a.m. Colorado time, and they're not saying anything whether it was tied into Suzanne Morphew. This is 2.5 hours away from Salinas. I honestly, in that area, that's not a far shoot for a possibility. This investigation, again, is going to be led by the medical examiner's office for positive identification. We'll know probably tomorrow or the next day. The medical examiners, they do work, around the clock. It's not a, shut down on the weekend kind of situation. It looks like it was off the side of a road, and they got numerous, I think it said a number of different calls for a welfare check. So maybe somebody driving by saw a body on the side of the road, but this crime scene here looks like it's right off of Highway 24.
What may have led up to this?
See, this is the area. So this is the area. It's just like a country road carved out of a mountain here. So this is what they got going on. And again, to point fingers and to say, oh, this is it, this is her, they recovered her, that would be, I would be remiss if I said that. It would not be right. Again, the police have to do the due diligence. They have to do their their investigation to make a positive identification.
Anyone with information they think could help this investigation is asked to call the sheriff's office. Reporting live in El Paso County, Julia Donovan, KRDO News Channel. All
right, so that's what I wanted to show you, and I'm gonna segue off of that and show you real quick the overhead of this location. All right, so this is a Google map of where Suzanne Morphew lives. This is an overview of the home, and then I'll give you a quick. I'll show you the difference, the distance, actually. Where did I put it? Oh, I put it right here. All right, you got to give me 2 seconds because I don't have it now. Okay, here it is. So let me break this down. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes. 112 miles is the distance. This is the area to the right of the screen here where they found this woman this morning. Let me get this so you guys could see it full screen. So I'll zoom in over here. This is the area of where the body was found, down around here. And then here is the pullout. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes, 112 miles. This is Maysville. This is the location of her residence. Thank you, Half-Redder. Appreciate it. She was in a house, not outside. Well, I'm basing it here on that early news report, and police and the crime scene were out on Route 24. So Half-Rudder, there was a report that this person was in a house, but it looks like the body or their investigation in the crime scene was out at the at Route 24. But thank you for that. Earlier, there was conflicting reports that there was a welfare check at someone's home, but the news and everything everybody was out at on Route 24. and it looked like they had a crime scene set up. Now, that doesn't mean that there was evidence that might have been dumped on the side of the road and they got more information. So this is an active investigation, and it is a fluid investigation. So based on what the news reports were saying, is that it looked like to me that this was a recovery right outside of Highway 24. So again, Colorado puts out a lot of conflicting reports. I want to listen to this one.
A homicide investigation underway in El Paso County after a woman's body was found along Highway 24 near Cascade.
Okay, so Half Rudder, there's what you have from 3 hours ago. They said that a body was recovered on Route 24.
Was found along Highway 24 near Cascade. Around homicide investigation underway in El Paso County after a woman's body was found along Highway 24 near Cascade. Around 6 this morning, sheriff's deputies received a welfare check call, and when they arrived in the area, that's when they found a body.
Okay, so this is the investigation that I conducted, and this is crime scene, and police would not be out on a scene with all the apparatus that's here. All of this manpower wouldn't be out here if it was just an item discarded on the side of the road. So her body was, a female's body was recovered off the side of the road on Route 24. This is the crime scene from the location. They're not saying who it is because there's no identity at this time. There's been no identification, and that's why I'm doing this live stream. There were so many women and men sending me emails and messages. Did they recover Suzanne Morphew? And my answer to that is, at this time, it's unknown. It's unknown, and if in fact it is her, we will know once the positive identification is made by the medical examiner's office. I'll play the report. I'll play the news report again. This is the latest one.
A homicide investigation underway in El Paso County after a woman's body was found along Highway 24 near Cascade. Around 6 this morning, sheriff's deputies received a welfare check call, and when they arrived in the area, that's when they found a body. Her identity has not been released, nor any details surrounding how she died.
What I do know is we do not believe there is any threat to the community based on the information we have at this point in the investigation.
You're welcome, Carolyn. Again, like I said, you know, I go based on the facts. I don't like to go based on rumors or what someone has told me on the internet. I don't ever look at Facebook when it comes to this stuff, because that's the rumor mill of evil. It's not a great place to get your verified information. So I went on to the El Paso County Sheriff's website. I got the statements and official statements that were put out by law enforcement, and the statements were vague. A female's body recovered. They didn't say whether she was black, white, brown, or anything other. They just said a woman's body was recovered off of Route 24. And it looks like it's about 2 hours and change away from Suzanne Morphew's home in Maysville, outside of Maysville. I put up the graphic that shows the distance. It was about 100 and some odd miles away from Suzanne Morphew's home. That makes it a possibility. If you guys would ask me, is it possible that this is her? It is possible. Anything is possible at this time. But what I would say to you guys is that we should just wait and see what happens tomorrow, whether they put out the information tomorrow or they put out the information Sunday. We should get something shortly. Hello, ICU, you see me. Good to see you. Joshua, thank you for being in here. Guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon. Please follow me on all social media, one word, DutyRon. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Consider joining my Discord group. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of police chat going on in there. A lot of my police friends are in there. Consider also following my YouTube video share group and my YouTube police and crime chat group. So thank you to each and every one of you who decide to join those groups, because it's chock full of information and it's actually a lot of fun. to get in there and ask questions directly to me and things of that nature. We do a lot of cool stuff on there. So let me give you a quick, for those of you who are just coming in, I'll give you a quick once over.
Found dead west of Manitou Springs early this morning.
News Channel 13's Julia Donovan is live at Highway 24 in Cascade, close to where it all happened. Julia.
Yes, traffic is back flowing smoothly for tonight's rush hour. I'll give you a look behind me so you can see. Now that's after this morning's investigation caused a messy AM commute with both lanes of Highway 24 shut down at one point. As for the investigation, it's just beginning. The El Paso County Sheriff now calling it a homicide. A woman found dead around 6 o'clock this morning after several calls came in for a welfare check. The sheriff's office has not confirmed exactly where they found the woman's body. This morning, before the coroner pulled away, we spotted a...
Okay, so I can tell you this. This is not confirming it, but I can tell you this from my experience in law enforcement. The apparatus and all the equipment would not be out on the side of this road if there was not a body recovered there. Evidence collection, you don't need that many police officers, you don't need that much equipment, and I would have to say that anything is possible. This could be Suzanne Morphew, and it could not be. So at this point, it's a guessing game. I would have to say it's well within reach because it's a very short distance. When you're talking about in the middle of the country, it's a short distance to drive. 2 hours and change, 100 and some odd miles. I mean, I could get in my car here in Long Island, where I live in New York, and drive 100 miles in literally an hour or so. So this could be a recovery, and this could not be. This could be a separate homicide that they're looking at, but they were able to say that this is a homicide investigation, and that's based on the expertise of the detectives and the investigators that are out on the scene that see this over day in and day out. They see murder subjects, they see this type of scene, and they were able to determine that it was a homicide. So I'll just play it quickly again.
Now calling it a homicide.
For choosing News Channel 13 at 5 o'clock. I'm Bart Bedsole.
And I'm Heather Scold. Our top story at 5 o'clock, the El Paso County Sheriff's Office on the lookout for a homicide suspect tonight after a woman was found dead west of Manitou Springs early this morning.
News Channel 13's Julia Donovan is live at Highway 24 in Cascade, close to where it all happened. Julia.
Yes, traffic is back flowing smoothly for tonight's rush hour. I'll give you a look behind me so you can see. Now that's after this morning's investigation caused a messy AM commute with both lanes of Highway 24 shut down at one point. As for the investigation, it's just beginning. The El Paso County Sheriff now calling it a homicide. A woman found dead around 6 o'clock this morning after several calls came in for a welfare check. The sheriff's office has not confirmed exactly where they found the woman's body. This morning, before the coroner pulled away, we spotted a black barricade blocking off a pull-off on the westbound side of the highway. Now calling it a homicide. Where they morning before the coroner pulled away, we spotted a black barricade.
Okay, so that black barricade there is to hide from public view human remains. So most of the times when investigative authorities put up what I have on the screen saved here, that's so people who are driving by don't have to see anything that they don't need to see. This, again, for the people who are asking, this is about 2 hours and change away from Suzanne Morphew's home. So this is not very far. It's about 100 and some odd miles, maybe 115 miles. I want to say around 100 and some odd miles. But I will put up the graphic with the Google Maps so you guys can see the distance. I don't know anything about Barry Morphew's gun being missing. Somebody put that in the chat. I don't pay attention to rumors. And unfortunately, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, there is no update. The last update was a month ago. And for me, it's disheartening because I would be screaming at the top of my lungs if it was my family member that was gone missing, my sister, my wife. I would be screaming and shaking up the tree like there's no tomorrow. And it's quite baffling to myself and some of the other seasoned investigators that are covering this case, like my good friend Mike over at Profiling Evil. Mike and Chris, they're both seasoned veterans. I spoke to Mike on the phone. I had the opportunity to speak with him for over an hour on the phone about a week ago, and we just scratched our heads. So most seasoned veterans, when we look at things like this, and I said this on previous live streams, I said, you know, this is very, very odd that there is absolutely no communication from law enforcement and absolutely no communication from family. We heard from her nephew. From Barry's side, we heard the 26-second plea for her return from the husband, from Barry, and that was it. Now it's just crickets. Now it's crickets. So very bizarre, very strange. I got to tell you, you know, things like this, these are things that make you go, you know, because you would think that you know, law enforcement for the residents of those counties, for the adjoining counties, would want to get as much information and as much help as they can if they are needing the help. So as me, you know, my sense says to me, maybe they have the information and they just need that one last bit to seal the deal to make an arrest, or they don't. And they're just holding out. It's just, for me, it's a whole bowl of confusion. The whole bowl of confusion because I've never seen anything like it. So at the end of the day, this is what we're dealing with, and this is what's going on. Let me show you the Google Earth image of the distance here so you guys can see it. Stand by. Let me get that for you. Here's the Google Earth image. I did the directions. So there's the directions. Let me close that. Let me get you onto the big screen here. Okay, so the red dot on the right here is where the body was recovered today. This is the drive to the Morphew residence in Maysville, right outside of Maysville. And there it is, right there. Down and in this area. So this is the route, and it's not a far reach to say that this could, God forbid, be her, because as you can see, it's not that far away. Not that far away. Gail, good to see you. Thank you so much. Josh says, DutyRon, do you think that they have traffic cams or something? Look at this area, Josh. This is the mountains. This is rural roads. Look, I'll zoom down. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I could be wrong, you know. I could be wrong. I mean, this isn't like where we live, where it's all city like. This is the country, man. Look at this. This is the country. So it's a 2 hour and 4 minute, 112 mile distance between the two areas. So Linda, good to see you. Thanks for joining, Linda. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly Bell. Prayers for the Suzanne Morphew to be returned safely. Like I said, as the days go on, the possibility and the probability of that it diminishes tremendously. We're coming up, August 10th will be 3 months. So it is tough. My brother who had the stroke. Well, I'm sending you prayers. Maxine, great to see you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being in here. Prayers for your brother. Hello, Katrina. Good to see you, Katrina Catress. Thank you for that. Guys, again, thank you to all my channel members, my Patreon supporters, the people who become channel members during a live stream. Golfer Girl, thank you for becoming a channel member. Thank you to everyone who positively interacts in the comments section. People who send me emails and join the Discord group. It is greatly appreciated. Again, guys, let's use extreme caution about drawing conclusions here. Nobody knows who this woman is. And all I know is that there is somebody who is a victim of a murder here. Now we have a female who's recovered. Prayers go out to her family, to her loved ones, and we have to think about the victims here who are now going to be having to bury a loved one. So again, love and respect always coming from my channel. I want to just wish you guys a great weekend. I really appreciate you guys coming. If you don't subscribe to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm going to do a lot of collaborating with a bunch of different people. I have Dr. Darren Porcher who comes on. We're going to try to get him to commit to 1 day a week. Maybe on a Wednesday or a Thursday, we'll have the Dr. Darren and DutyRon show. So it's right up there on the screen. It was 112 miles from Cascade, Monkey, 112. So guys, I will speak to you on the next live stream. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below. I'll try to answer the questions. If you have any concerns or anything, send me messages or DM me on any of the social media. I do get back to everybody as soon as possible. Sometimes it takes a little time. So guys, love and respect from New York City. DutyRon, retired NYPD detective, signing off. I'll catch you guys on the next live stream. And to all my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you to all my old subscribers and friends. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm honored to have you guys here with me. Here you'll get nothing but facts and no rumors or drama on this channel. Love and respect from New York City. Good night, all.